Alright, let's see if we can get some white mage going on here. Adventurer, what are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. Adder's Nest sent you. I don't know you're not an Imperial spy. You don't even have a uniform. Peace, friend. We mean you no harm. You're an engineer of Gaul and Ironworks, are you not? We were alerted to your plight, and have come to rescue you. And you're a Sainthia Wol, I presume. I was told to expect an honorary servant. My thanks for your aid, friend. I've never seen a craft with this design. This must be Garland's work. There's no end to the men's treachery. The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not meant to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Imperial scouts from Castor Marines. They mean to record the requisition of the ship. Wedge, we've got to help him. The fool of a Lalafo was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Tiny Bronco? What is that, the Ironworks' latest creation? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. Since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. And she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Attend me all. The Ironworks' latest creation must not fall into Garlean hands. We shall strike them down swift and sure and rescue Engineer Wedge. Sainthia, I trust we can rely on your support. May the matron watch over us. With me! One does. Ambush! 2 arms! Brave not standing. Keep them away from the airship. Savages! You cannot stand against the might of the Empire. I'm on. Annihilate these barbarians. Teach them the futility of resistance. Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can bring enough thrust to the main propeller to get us airborne. A few amount of modifications should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. While you do your work, we should watch over the perimeter. The enemy may yet be lurking nearby. As for you, Sainthia, you have done more than your part today. I bid you return to the Adder's Nest and complete your enlistment. I pray that there will be no further interruptions. Till we next meet, let it as be fellow servants of the Order. I, just wanted to say sorry. You know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if I hadn't been for you and the Twin Adders lads out here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm on your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. That. Thank you. It does my spirit well to see you return. Word arrived but moments ago from a team at 990s. Lest you worry, the two engineers are safely on the way. The lieutenant informs me that you were instrumental in the mission's success. Had you not found Engineer Biggs when you did, and helped us rout the Garleans, things that might have been very different. And all this before you were even inducted into the Order. You're well on your way to carving out a fine career for yourself beneath the Twin Adder standard. Without further ado, let us see to your induction. 12 willing, there won't be any further interruptions. Protocol requires that I apprise you of who we are and what we do, after which I will invite you to swear an oath of your own free will. The Order of the Twin Adder is a grand company of Gridania. It brings together the martial, economic, and technological resources of our nation, that we might stand strong in times of dire adversity, when our very survival hangs in the balance. Our order was formed in the days before the calamity, in readiness to fight the Garlean Empire, and to combat the beast tribes and the primals. Needless to say, our struggle continues to this day. Elder Sainthia Wol is the supreme commander of our forces. Under her wise leadership, we protect the people of Gridania and the sanctity of the 12 Wood. As the entwined serpents that grace our standard, let the forest-born strive as one with friends from afar to ensure that peace shall ever reign in Gridania. In so doing, we will honor the will of the elementals, and theirs is the will of the wood. Now then, Sainthia Wol, I ask that you give unto us your oath of allegiance in whatever fashion you see fit. What's will be done. So you know the words of our grand company, that as well. Bound by this common belief, let us strive to preserve all that is good in this great nation. By the power vested in me, I will assign you the rank of Serpent Private 3rd Class. You are now a woman of the Order of the Twin Adder. Go forth, Private Wol, and do that which brings peace to the 12s with honor to our name. Can you hear me, Sainthia? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Order of the Twin Adder contacted me with news you've been enlisted. My congratulations, Private Wol. I have no doubt you are eager to make acquaintance with new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a servant of Gridania, you are no less a Scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. The distant call went friend in need, perhaps. As you are needed elsewhere, I shall keep you no longer. I would, however, suggest you speaking with the High Sprint Commander for Huila before you depart. He may provide you with assistance on the journey ahead. Do I want to pick up that quest? Actually, yes I do. Private Wol, I understand you have been working tirelessly in Gridania's name. You are truly an example unto your fellow servants. Tell me, have you ever felt as though you couldn't get to your destination quickly enough? That you could perhaps do with a swifter pair of legs? If so, you might consider getting a personal chocobo. You have yet to be issued your own bird, am I correct? Given your considerable talents, you should be able to obtain one in no time at all. Let me tell you how to go about it. First, you must obtain a servant chocobo issued by exchanging company seals with a quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to our man Singir, and he will furnish you with a suitable bird. Listen well, Private Wol. The Order of the Twin Adder does not just welcome glory seekers willy-nilly into our ranks. We stand here today because we believe in your potential. We believe that you will go forth as a serpent and help restore order to the world gone mad. And yet potential alone will not carry you far. Indeed, the road to glory is littered with bodies of the would-be heroines who lack the determination and diligence to hone their innate talents. But you will not suffer the same fate, I am certain. It is with such high hopes for your future that I will send you to begin the next phase of your training. The venue shall be the Wolf's Den, a proving ground established by the Eorzean Alliance to prepare the Grand Company recruits for the battles that lay ahead. The Wolf's Den is found just off the shore of La Nosea. The ferry at the Morabi dry docks in Lower Nidosea will grant you passage there. Upon your arrival, seek out Storm Captain Berkoya Zolotaslin. I have already taken the liberty of submitting a letter of recommendation on your behalf. for the first minute dot. Oh well. Really? Okay, try that again. Welcome to the Sunken Temple acquired. What remains of it, at least, used to be by ancient Beladians as a place of worship of the sun goddess, Azema. Much about the temple's history remains shrouded in his mystery. While we have sent a research team into the depths, I regret to say the investigation process proceeds at a snail's pace. That is, when it proceeds at all. It seems that the Beldians have rigged the temple and all managed devious traps and snares. To deter temple robbers, no doubt. We have recruited adventurers insisting disarming the traps, but be forewarned, many who have entered have yet to return. Should you wish to brave the depths, we welcome your aid. Yep. Okay. But at least that quest is now out of the way. Optimums. Do you use Horizon? Following the calamity, each nation's armed forces underwent large-scale restructuring centered upon its grand company. In Gridania, the Order of Tunata was absorbed both the Wood Whalers and the God's Quiver, while the Limitians enacted a complete merger of the Maelstrom and the Knights of the Barracuda. Udaza, an odd nation out, having made no notable changes to its armed forces. As before, and in spirit of the Sultanate, each entity retains a certain degree of independence. Let me see if I have this right. You're an adventurer, who's a scion and a serpent. Golly, how do you keep track of everything? Must be fun with pairing up with lots of different people. Me? I'm always with Papalimo. Come to think of it, why am I always with Papalimo? You know why. I'm not sure I've grasped the purpose of these memories. Whether you remember or write the past, what does it matter? It isn't as though you can repeat it. Our present-day enemies ought to serve as sufficient motivation, don't you think? The only lesson I can believe we should take from the calamity is that far greater threats can and will appear. I hear you pledge yourself to a grand company. Me? I don't think I could do it. I never feel like I'm one of them, no matter what the recruiters say. We will continue to focus our efforts on investigating the primals. The Malcha are not the only tribe that has succeeded in summoning its deity. Fate shall be thy guide. When thy purposes have become one, once again shall our paths lead us here. Our city of learning is not but shadows. Ere the light of dawn breaketh, shall we follow whither the sand blows. Wait. Is that our... I heard tell one of my brothers came through a while ago. Looks like I just missed him. I ain't seen either one of them since the calamity. Even though they were still alive. But after running into folk who swore they knew me and time again, I reckon they had to be out there somewhere. I'm traveling and peddling in the hopes I'd found me brothers ever since. If you see a fellow what looks like me, I know that Brendan's looking for him, would you? The incident with the traitor still weighs heavily on everyone's minds, the Flame Generals most of all. And although he could be expected to know what evil lurks in the hearts of every man under his command, the revelation is nevertheless a devastating blow to his authority. Even so, words saying that you should not let the strategy color your opinion of the man. In all my years as working with the Flame General, I've never had reason to doubt his capacity to lead. Welcome back, Sainthia. Lady Minfilia waits you within. Welcome back. Seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Sainthia. Now, when we last spoke, I said I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But don't think we properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I loved Eorzea. And I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you and all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness.
Now, having set aside the formalities...
Hold that thought. Doing this in French. Oh, I can't abandon this quest. Oh, crap. Whoops. Alright, well. That was awkward. Let me use this one. No. Forgot that was a voiced one. We know too little of the self-delay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the signs once more if we are able to beg the pardons. It's just a terrible habit to mind to think out loud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Well, President Private Wol reporting for duty. That's as you'd like to see from an enterprising young servant. Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papa Lema, always a pleasure to see you, the two of you. My men told me you questioned the name of the science of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adders need of our adventuring progress. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelvewood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder seats here, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder are of the same mind, and just precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there even be a sliver of chance the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Ramu or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is a question yet I might find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. We're here from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seeking an impartial party to serve as my liaison. This is where you science come in. Sylphs of Lotus Solus remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with other people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas in the way of our productive parley. Under to little solace you'll come upon Hawthorne Hut. Our officers stationed there can enlighten you as to how the Sylphs would win the Sylphs' favor. May the expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs? That should be pleasant enough for diversion. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? Well, I believe the ferry departing from Westward Pier should take us straight there. A friendly parlor indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papa Lemon. Port British, should you say? Not only see your serpent chocobo issues. Yes, everything appears to be in order. One moment, please. I'll be right back with the chocobo. And here he is. The fellow has been in high spirits for the past few bills. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you want to give your noble steed a name. I dare say he likes his name. Here's your very own chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in a crowded city or areas of mossy-filled layers. Chocobos are star-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. Anyway, lastly, I present you with your chocobo rider's license as required by law. That concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Sainthia, I'm glad you have come. I have a task most urgent and of a most urgent and confidential nature, and I can think of none other whom I can entrust. You're doubtless familiar with the Seatsers, yes? Kadesuma, elder Seatser, leader of the Order of the Tenat, and guardian of a fair city. Clearly needs no introduction, but know you of also her siblings. The two young Pagdals, sister Reo Osana, and brother Arun Sena. make ever shade as we speak, where they would perform a ritual of great import. Verily, such import that it would be no overstatement to say that the very fate of Gridania hangs in the balance. As you well know, though we dwell in this forest by the good graces of the elementals, eternal guardians of the 12's wood, and most of all the great one who dwells within the guardian tree. Yet our ceaseless warring and ill treatment of the trees while shelters us has aroused the great one's ire, and is only by the quieting, ritual which I spoke, that he may be placated. Thus did the two Sainthia set out for Evershade, with nary a guard to accompany them. There lies the rub, and the nature of the favor I ask of you. By no means would I question the powers of the Sainthias, but with the great one's anger mounting, 12's becomes a threatening domain for even the most puissant of conjurers. Pray hasten to the Evershade and see that no harm befalls the two. Quickly, keybind, hotbar, bar 4. Curses! How can we hope to make for the guardian tree with these ghastly creatures bursting forth like rampant weeds? If I know what we were in for, I would have brought along a wood whale or two. In fact, I dare say we should return and do exactly that. Oh, do not be such a coward, sister. We're at Sainthias. These overgrown vermin are no match for us. Bold words, brother. But were they true words, would have dispatched our enemies and arrived safely at our destination bells ago. Conjurer, are you? Brother Asumi, ever the warrior. For once, her solicitude was most welcome. Might you help us dispose of these fell creatures? Have you no pride? Airship does not beg the aid of a common adventurer. Enough. We have a duty to perform. A duty that takes precedence over your silly notions of pride. Now enough talk. Let us see to these pests. The Great One does not approve our presence here. I'll think you to stay out of my way, adventurer. Bring down as many of the fishes as we can. That crystal. Do my eyes deceive me, or does this adventure inherit the legacy of a Talakant? There's no one other than Atawa himself who last performed the quieting. No, I do not believe this adventure's arrival here is mere coincidence. Bear the soul crystal, inheritor of the arcane knowledge long since forbidden by those not of our kind. I know not why it is you he chose, but I believe our great forefather has led you to us today. Ancient tradition dictates that the quieting be performed by 3 pajdals. I misspeak. The rituals to be performed by 3 white mages. Master Atawa has chosen this adventure to be as a successor. You speak madness. Surely you have not forgotten that the Pajdali tradition strictly forbids the sharing techniques of those not of our kind. The power of the white mages is too great of a risk to fall in the wrong hands. And so you would uphold tradition merely for the tradition's sake, even at the risk of incurring the Great One's wrath and bringing disaster upon our forest home. Have you so little faith in your abilities? We are seed seers, more than capable of slaying any beast in our way and carrying out the ritual on our own. This petty bickering is getting us nowhere. Adventurer, I'm sorry to trouble you with our silly sibling squabbles. If you have the time, I will speak to you further, but not here. Come to Camp Tranquil and come quickly. Time is of the essence. mystical smell of chocobo clings to you, adventurer. Would it be correct in assuming that you have your own trusty steed? I thought so. Now tell me, is your bird battle trained? If not, you might consider seeking the advice of Lucolo over at the Brent Branch Meadows. This guardian native is something of a prodigy in all things concerning our feathered friends. He should be able to help you attain greater affinity with your bird. When she was but a child, Rhea had quite a temper. She's a sweet, good little girl now, but Moogle does not easily forget. Even now, the sound of her voice makes my first stand on it. Koopa! Why, Sir Rhea, since she was a little girl, no bigger than me, Koopa! She has matured since the calamity. Brother Arun, on the other hand. Thanks for coming, adventurer. Forgive my brother's rudeness. He cannot help that he was born with a head of solid stone. Anyways, I do not believe we haven't properly introduced. I'm Rhea Senna, at Padgel, as you can see, and sister of the elder Seedseer. You're Sainthia, yes? Brother Asumi has spoken of you, and most highly at that. As you have no doubt heard, my brother Arun and I are en route to the Guardian Tree. The other great one, by whose graces we dwell here, resides. The gentlest of guardians when at peace, a destructive force that knows no bounds when angered, and as the great one goes, so goes our fate. The creatures you helped us dispatch, doubtless they, too, were roused by hostility by the Great One in his anger. You need only look around to see. The forest grows more and more threatening with each passing hour. So it is that we traveled here to quell the Great One's fury, to perform the quieting. In the days of old, the ritual was, without fail, performed by 3 white mages. With our elder sister occupied with her many duties, my brother and I thought we'd attempt our own. Abrun was quite confident, but I had my doubts. It was when that you arrived, and shortly thereafter that became one of the chosen few to be gifted the White Mage's soul crystal. 'Tis no small honor. That gem marks you as an inheritor of the magic of our ancestors. My brother's pride might blind him, but the signs are clear as day to me. You are not Pajali, but a Tawakant meant for you to be here today, to form the ritual with us. A Tawakant is known to all as one of the greatest mages in our history. Or even more so, he is known for being something of an eccentric. In defiance of tradition, he bid farewell to his forest home, wandering the realm and healing the wounds of the land and its people wheresoever he went. Most admirable cause, yes? Alas, Itawa was never to return. He perished in a far-off land, and having taken no apprentice, his legendary powers were lost to us for eternity. Or so I believed, till I met you. And yet, for all his stubbornness, there's some truth to my brother's words. Ancient law forbids us from sharing the teachings of white magic outside our own kind. There are reasons for this, which I will share with you when the time is right. There are many who would not approve of this arrangement. Still, I am convinced that Itawa's will that we will bring you into the fold. And so I welcome you, Sainthia of the White. I can feel the Great One's fury welling up even now. Time is short, and yet, while you may have yet been chosen by Itawa, I fear your journey as a white mage has just begun. Return to me when you have further honed your skills, and we shall proceed with your training.